Broadcasting to you live from the Orion spiral arm of the Milky Way galaxy, the solar system, planet Earth, North America, the United States of America, somewhere outside of Greenland. My name is Brian Engelman. Today is Tuesday, January 13th, 2025. And this right here, the thing that you're watching is called Strictly Football here on the new American media, because the old American media has failed you. On today's program, we're going to discuss the NFL action. Week 1 of the playoffs is in the books. What did we learn? We'll check on the coaching carousel. Mike Tomlin and John Harbaugh are available. Cleveland could do the most petty thing possible and get one of these coaches who's been a staple for roughly 20 years in Baltimore and Pittsburgh to come back and stick it to their former team. Could you imagine how that would play out? We'll see. And then, of course, the college football playoff is upon us, so maybe we'll gently touch upon that. We're also going to do our picks with Jim Mitchell, his betting trends sheet for the upcoming week of gambling, if you choose to partake in such activities. Thank you, Nimbus. Appreciate you. And before we begin today's program, I'd like to raise a beverage and say to you that we are going to participate in a simultaneous sip, and all you need to do that. This is in honor of the departed Scott Adams, a daily fixture, weekly fixture, as I would scan through the news. So his simultaneous sip is something we can all participate in now. And to join the party, all you need is a cup or a mug or glass, a tankard, chalice or stein, a canteen jug or flask, a vessel of any kind. Fill it with your favorite liquid. I like coffee. Today I'm having sparkling water. And join me now for the unparalleled pleasure, the dopamine hit of the day, the thing that makes everything better. It's called the simultaneous sip, and it happens now. Cheers, people. Rest in peace, Scott Adams. And today's program begins right about now.
Hi, this is Eric Metcalf, and you're watching Unhappy Hour.
New American Media is proud to present a division of the Unhappy Hour sports show, Strictly Football.
It's the Unhappy Hour.
Thank you all so much for joining me today. Let's bring in the crew. Mr. Mike Bara, who was our guest on the Agree to Disagree show earlier. Check it out on Rumble and YouTube.
Yeah,
simultaneously sipping?
Yeah.
Yes. Mike and I, we kind of gave a brief overview of the life and works of Eric Von Daniken and Scott Adams earlier today. So check it out. It's on Rumble. It's on YouTube on the New American Media. Mike, welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you. It's great to be here. And you know, before we go too much further and before we bring him in, I kind of wanted to share something that happened to one of our team members here this week, which is our buddy Izzy got inducted into the military. He took his oath, officially took his oath of office. There he is with Secretary of War Pete Hegseth. Of course, Izzy is the frizzy-haired young man with the in the back there, parallel to the American flag, and we got a couple other pictures of him there. Here he is in the back once again with Secretary Hegseth. That's not as clear, but there's our guy in the corner. And we just want to say, congratulations, Izzy. And did you know, when you shook his hand, did you realize that Pete Hegseth has not washed his hands in 10 years? So bring him in. Let's find out.
There he is.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you're like, I shook his hand, and I'm like, really?
Yeah. Everyone's hands he went through, but I mean, it was an experience. A lot of people there, the sergeants, officers, they were like it's an opportunity, and just an experience because you don't get to meet high-ranking officials like that every day.
Yeah.
And it was a pretty awesome, cool moment. You know, I mean, I'm not even really truly in, but yeah, I am sworn in, so it's pretty awesome.
I mean, it's just really cool and it's an honor, and you made the news, and that's epic.
Yeah.
So congratulations.
Let's see a moment of this.
Right hand and repeat after me. I state your full name.
Izzy, did you say I state your full name, or did you say Ez'Ryel Robinson?
Yeah, I said my whole name.
Do solemnly swear. Do solemnly swear. That I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States. That I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States. Against all enemies. Against all enemies. Foreign and domestic. Foreign and domestic. And that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. And I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. That I will obey the orders of the President of the United States. That I will obey the orders of the President of the United States. And the orders of the officers appointed over me. And the orders of the officers appointed over me. According to regulations and the Uniform Code of Military Justice. According to regulations and the Uniform Code of Military Justice. So help me God. So help me God. Congratulations. Your right hand.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Congratulations, Izzy.
Yeah, thank you.
Mr. Jim Mitchell. Hello, sir. How are you today?
Good afternoon, Brian. What is up with not washing his hands in the last time? Is that an anti-OCD type thing, Mike?
It's weird. I mean, I can find the clip again. It's on Twitter X, and he used to host Fox and Friends, I think, in the morning, and he was on, and this is like 2 years ago, and it started talking about something about I hope he washed his hands, and Hexeth goes, I don't wash my hands, and they're like, what? And he says, yeah, he goes, when I take a shower in the morning and stuff, of course I get soap. He goes, but I don't wash my hands during the day. And I'm like, really? You go in, you take a shit and you wipe your butt and you don't wash your hands? That's weird. That's a little weird. I'm surprised it didn't come up at his confirmation hearings, to be honest, but that's what he says. He just doesn't wash his hands, and I'm like, maybe I'm the opposite, but I'm washing my hands like literally a dozen times a day, right?
Well, I'm sure Iz knew that. He probably had the alcohol gel in his back pocket.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I've interviewed Adam Carolla. He famously kind of talks about that as well. He's like, yeah, you don't need to do that all the time. It's over. People overdo it.
Because here you go, Izzy. Here's a little cleaning thing here.
Yeah.
We didn't get sponsored by Dude Wipes.
That's how you pick up most diseases, is with your hands at a grocery store, touching a cart that somebody who has had the flu. So it's like, people, come on. I don't know. I just thought that was a little weird. So we'll see. But congratulations, nevertheless. It's awesome.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Well, let's, there's a couple different paths we can take. Definitely want to just touch on the college football championship. Maybe just a brief moment, because we're not going to delve into it, but it's the two teams that beat Ohio State.
Yeah.
It's Indiana versus Miami. Around the horn, if you guys had any thoughts on the games or the matchup that's coming up.
Well, Indiana's good. Miami's good. Indiana's going to win, looks like, pretty easily. They bought the best team you can find in college football. Every Raiders fan here in Vegas is going to be watching Mendoza really close. He's probably going to go first. Probably doesn't deserve it, but he's going to. And at least that Ohio State's probably the third best team this year, which ain't bad after winning last year. So.
Yeah, if you're good, I know it's.
Indiana
is the best team, but we didn't play like it when it counted.
Yeah.
We got outplayed.
Yeah, happens.
Mm-hmm. Jim, you care about college football almost as much as you care about baseball, right?
Oh, no. Don't put football and baseball on the same level there, Brian. No. For what Mike says is true. I mean, college football is, it's the best team Indiana could buy. I mean, essentially, that's true. I mean, the college football upper division level has now turned into professional football. I mean, let's call a spade a shovel. I mean, that's what it is.
Yeah.
And it's like Ed Orgeron said, the former coach of LSU. He said last week in an interview, he said the only difference between football now is that they now pay them through the front door. He says in the past we used to pay them through the back door.
Yeah.
So it always exists,
Yeah,
But those Louisiana guys always have the best quotes, don't they?
yeah, it's funny because somebody said, I think it was LSU guy said something like, isn't it interesting how Nick Saban retired when it became legal for every other team to buy players, just like the Alabama have been doing.
It's always happened. It's just been in a more clandestine manner.
Yeah.
And they lose their competitive advantage that way. When my band went down to Cancun for spring break one year, one of our members may have been involved with a policia incident for public urination off on the side of the road. And, it was a bit of a shakedown. It was a bit of, hey, do you want me to take you downtown? Do you want to have a bad day? Or, I don't know. You could maybe repay your ticket. You could just move along if you want. And it's like you just kind of empty your pockets and figure it out. But so I got back with my band and I wrote this lyric. Something along the lines of, we act like their level of corruption is everything we despise, but it's really just everything we disguise. It's we get lawyers and then you get the money and it's the same shit. It's just they cut out the middlemen and they just come on, let's get right back to it. Let's move on.
I mean, let me ask you this: if college is and there's people complaining, the University of Washington quarterback signed a deal with them to come back, and then he tried to change his mind and go somewhere else, and they said, "Oh no, you don't. This is so all kinds of rigmarole with that." There seems to be some pressure now to change it to like if you sign somewhere you got to stay there for a couple years. You can't go every year, but change teams every year. But the question I have is if it's gonna just basically become a professional sport in a sense, why congrats Pickens, make your country proud. It's cool.
Thank you.
If they're gonna do that, why not then change the rules so that they're more in line with professional rules? Why not move the hashtags in? Why not require 2 feet down? Maybe pull out the 2007 NFL playbook before the NFL got ridiculous, and just basically say it's training for it's semi-pro football, and make it more like the professional game, and then that way too there won't be as much. Guys will be playing more pro-style offenses, I would think, and would be more ready to play in the NFL when they come out. I'm just saying, why don't we just cut through the bullshit and say this is semi-professional or minor league professional football? Any thoughts on that? Anybody? Anybody feel any way about that?
I mean, it has. I mean, that's sort of what the NIL has done. It's just really opened it up. Now it is the minor leagues to football, and then there's what? It's the UFL. There's the other. The
UFL now, but they have these rules like, if a guy falls down and his knee hits the ground, he's down, the ball's dead, because but that's all on a pretense of these are young kids and we don't want him to get hurt, and so we don't want a guy to get tackled when he's already which is all bullshit because this is a professional money making operation now, just with 18 to 22-year-olds instead of 22 to 32-year-olds.
Just to tag on to that, Mike. I mean, it's probably going to be more advantageous for a majority of college football players to stay in school now, because they're your first couple of contracts. If you're a second round, third round pick, you're not making that money, and you got to hold out and make your money on your second contract. That's where they make the money, is the second contract.
Right.
So it's going to be more desirable for them to stay in school, and you're going to have a lot less one and dones. So what Brian said, as far as a factory, as far as a minor league for the NFL. I mean, that's exactly what it is now. I mean, it is a minor league now for the National Football League. And,
and I'm just saying, why not change the rules so they're a lot more similar? The hashtags, you can get up and run if your knee hits the ground stuff. Change all that, because that was all done under the pretense that these are amateurs, which they no longer are. And the Canadians should do the same thing. Get rid of your stupid Canadian rules and play by the NFL rules. And then we'll have 3 leagues basically that are all playing the same brand of football that can relate to each other. Because there's guys in Canada that if they were playing in an NFL style offense, there's a few guys every year that could break into the NFL, but they
Well,
don't.
the Canadian League too. I mean, it's almost a totally different game. The field is wider.
Yeah, it's
they only play 3 downs. I mean, they need to play real football, so that there's some cohesive.
That's kind of what I'm saying. Is don't you think we ought to play real football at college, NFL, and in Canada?
Maybe there's an executive order in the works there.
If I was
right
president,
after Greenland and Iran.
if I was president, there would be an executive order. Yeah.
Yes. Check out Mike's show, Toxically Masculine, Tuesday tonight at 9:00 Eastern, where they're going to get into all of that. Izzy, just quick thought. Any thoughts on who you expect to win the Hurricanes? David Bann over here.
Yeah, I got the Hurricanes.
He's a Miami Hurricane fan in the.
I got the Hurricanes -17 on the spread, but no, I'm playing. I got the Hurricanes winning though, but to add on to that, there's a lot of lawsuits going around with the NCAA with college players wanting to take an extra year in the future because they feel like they're not NFL ready or they're trying to make more money. The biggest case so far is Ole Miss quarterback, the guy who barely just got started, and he showed that he can ball out in the playoffs. I mean, he almost beat Miami, and he's a really good quarterback, but his eligibility was up this year, and the NCAA denied him for an extra year, and it's like he doesn't want to go to the NFL because if he's not a first-round pick, second-round pick, then the money he gets is pretty much – of course, it's a lot of money still, but it's non-existent in NFL terms. So they revised it, and they allowed him to stay another year. But, yeah, they should 100% change the rules. I mean, eventually, if some of these kids' goals are to make it to the NFL, then you got to make it a carbon copy of what it is. So, yeah, I 100% do agree.
Well, I don't know. Go ahead, Jim.
Burr 0720 had a good point. We've had a lot of players. Doug Flutie did come out of the CFL. After he went there from Boston College. Where he was able to play quarterback. And he effectively, although he for the most of his career in the NFL he was a journeyman, but he did effectively play a quarterback in the NFL. Even though he probably was 5'9" playing quarterback, and also Warren Moon, also came out of the CFL. There are a lot of players that came out of the CFL.
Steve Young, right? Wasn't Steve Young? Did he briefly go there?
Steve Young was, I think, in the USFL.
United States Football League.
Right, the USFL, the short-lived league. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I don't know what to make of the college football championship. I view the Ohio just as a benchmark. I view the Ohio State game to both Indiana and Miami similarly. They were close games. We lost both of them. We missed. We didn't play our best game. The ball bounces one way or another. If you match us up 10 times, I think we'd have a fighting chance to take 6 out of 10. Maybe it'll be an evenly matched game, I'm thinking.
Who did you guys lose to during the regular season? There's a lot of Twitter guys out there that are saying that Ohio State, they lost to ranked teams and they only beat up on lower ball teams. I think y'all lost 2 or 3 games the regular season this year.
We lost 2 games to the 2 championship teams.
Yeah, then again in the playoffs, right?
No, just that was
the 2 championships. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I see.
We lost the Big Ten championship to Indiana by a couple of points on a couple of plays. Same with Miami. A couple of points, a couple of plays.
Yeah, but if I recall earlier, you scraped by on a couple of games that you could have lost also.
Yeah, exactly.
The thing is, what's important here, I think, is that the landscape of college football has changed. It used to be that, you had these teams, you had these players, and players went to schools for the coaching they would get, the exposure they would get, for the opportunity to play in the NFL. Now they're going there for the money they get, for the money they're offered by the school. So it could be interesting because you could have a different set of contenders now every year. And if you don't watch it, the traditional powers like Ohio State and Michigan and USC and Washington and Notre Dame, they're going to go by the waysides, and there's going to be a lot more, Indiana.
Yep.
That's fine until it's Texas El Paso that buys the best team and goes out there and kicks ass. Then your ratings are going to... So I think the tradition and the rivalries of college football, which is one of the things that makes it attractive, I think in this new system, it's in danger. So we'll see what happens.
No, it definitely is different. the big season matchup of Ohio State and that team up north. You go, win it, lose it. What does it matter? Well, we're going to the playoffs. No biggie. Playoffs. It used to be, everything was crucial and the matchups mattered. I don't know. Now the Big Ten has like 45 schools in it, so who knows? But looking forward to a good game.
Well, yeah, speaking of the playoffs, Brian, I just shared a screen with you. Why don't we go there? Why don't we talk playoffs?
Oh, you got two screens up. Let's pull the other one up.
Yeah.
Yeah. We are in the midst of the
playoffs.
Yes, the playoffs.
Playoffs?
The playoffs.
You kidding me?
No, I'm not
playoffs?
kidding.
I just hope we can win a game.
I hope we can win a game.
All right.
It's not a show unless we get Jim to jump in. Jim Moore, not Jim Mitchell, of course. Jim rocking the awesome Seahawks Tecmo Bowl sweatshirt. That is,
yeah.
Love it. That's
All
like
right.
Brian Bosworth.
Okay.
Okay.
You want to start with last night's game? Because there's a lot to say about last night's game with Mike Tomlin resigning.
I do. Let me close a couple tabs here. Get it started, and I'll pull it up on the screen, Mike. This was a close game for most of the game, and the defenses were shining. Texans pulled away at the end, and I was just thrilled. I was thrilled to see Nicholas Jamal Chubb succeeding on the exact same field where that dirty rat Minkah Fitzpatrick blew out his knee.
I knew that would give you a tingler, Brian. I did. I knew you would get tingly about that. I was, doing something I had very important yesterday, which is going to really be cool when it comes out. But I got home in time to see most of the second half, and Tomlin is now left, so apparently of his own volition. But I'm sure there was pressure. I'm sure they were like, "Look, it's stale. It's time for a change, right?"
Yep.
I think unlike Pete Carroll, I think Tomlin can still coach in the right situation, but he a lot like Pete Carroll, you can't let him hire his own coordinators, I don't think. I think somebody else has got to make those decisions for him and have him be the leader. But, what struck me when I'm watching this is it's cold weather. DK Metcalf is who we thought he was, to quote Dennis Green. He is who we thought. He makes a couple great plays on the first drive. They got momentum going. He drops the ball and it hits him right in the fucking hands. And that killed the Steelers' momentum. So whatever start they had going dies right there. Aaron Rodgers looked like a fossil out there. I mean, people say Russ is washed. And they may be right. I don't think he is completely, but he can still have spectacular games. But he's got so much more left in the tank than Aaron Rodgers. I can't even tell you. Rodgers missed throws that even 2 years ago he would have nailed. And he looks 41. He looks like he's too old. He's too slow. The ball doesn't get there the way it used to. And, he got beat up pretty good. His last pass in the league looks like it's going to be an interception. I mean, Aaron Rodgers in a playoff game, look at that quarterback rating, 50.8. That's a terrible game. So Aaron's got to go. And the Steelers are going to have to blow it up. They're going to start over from scratch now after this. And the other thing I have to say is, what has happened to you, C.J. Stroud, my favorite quarterback in 2023? The guy, had I been the owner of the Seahawks, we would have traded, we had multiple first-round picks. We're trading up to the number one pick with the Bears, and we're taking C.J. Stroud, which in his rookie year and a half, looked like, Mike Bara would have been a genius for taking CJ over Caleb Williams. But now look at Caleb and look at CJ. CJ just looks lost out there. Remember when they were down inside the red zone and he's scrambling around and he just throws that soft ball that the Steelers guy comes up and intercepts? I'm like, what was that throw?
Three turnovers?
This is not the CJ Stroud I saw coming out of college. It is not the guy I saw in the rookie year. And DeMeco Ryans, you have to give him a lot of credit. He made it to the playoffs. They've got to get a new offensive coordinator or something in there because that's their future. And I don't get what's going on with C.J. Stroud. Meantime, their defense is good enough they can beat anybody if they get lucky. So those are my thoughts. I'm like, Aaron Rodgers is cooked. C.J. Stroud, something's wrong. And Texans move on. And Steelers are going to take it down to the studs rebuild, it looks like to me.
Yep.
By the way, take a look at C.J. Stroud yesterday. 5 fumbles.
4 in the first half.
This was a I wonder if Emmanuel Clase was throwing pitches in the dirt.
And you can't blame the weather. You can't blame the weather. This is C.J. Stroud. He played at Ohio State.
Right.
He plays in the weather. So if this was Matthew Stafford, and we'll talk about that when we get to the Rams game, that's one thing. This guy knows how to play in the weather. So it's not that. So what is the problem with C.J. Stroud?
Yeah, Kenneth is reminding us that cold causes shrinkage, by the way, ladies. Of course, thank you, Costanza, on that one. Jim, were you surprised by this? I mean, 24 points, but this was a 3.4-point game most of the game, and then the fourth quarter, all the wheels fell off.
Yeah, this was my pick out of all the playoffs, and I picked this wrong along with 3 other games. I mean, Mike and I just had a miserable week, as far as participating in sportsbook activities, but I mean it just didn't. I mean the number was even moving towards the Steelers. I mean the number opened at 3.5. It was bet down to 3, and at 20 minutes before game time, the number was 2.5 Steelers at Boyd Sports. So the money was coming in on Pittsburgh. But the bad stat with this game was that the Steelers going into this game were 0-6 straight up, and also 0-6 against the spread in the playoffs. And they just had not done well in the playoffs the last 7 attempts.
7 years.
Right, exactly. But everything else leaned towards betting the Steelers. 15-7 against the spread at home, 11-4-2 against the spread when getting 3 or more points at home, and of course that would indicate if you had taken the Steelers early in the week, you would have gotten 3.5. So that would have been applicable. 23-0 straight up on Monday Night Football is Mike Tomlin. 23-0.
Wow.
Okay, now after we bet money on the Steelers. Of course, now the Steelers are 23-1 on Monday Night Football. So there's a blemish on that stat. And now that I just hearing it from Mike, I didn't realize that Tomlin just walked away, and after 19 years. So, that's news to me. I didn't get up particularly early this morning, so I haven't had a chance to look at the news. Rodgers 11-3 straight up on Monday Night Football. 11-3. Everything indicated betting the Steelers in this game. Plus, it was cold as hell. I mean, at game time, snow was forecasted. I think the temperature at game time, Mike and I talked about, was 29 degrees. And the Texans being an indoor football team, but what Mike says is true. About quarterback of Houston. Who's quarterback in Houston?
CJ
Stroud. Yeah, a lot of I think a lot of that has to do with coaching. I mean, the Houston Texans are rated 1 and 2 in the NFL as far as the defense is concerned. And it reflects the head coach. DeMeco Ryans. But, all of a sudden, they get the Bears get Johnson in as a quarterback, and all of a sudden Caleb Williams is Joe Montana.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's taken a huge step up, and Stroud has taken a step back.
Stroud started out like a meteor, or a rocket straight up in the air, and now he's coming down, and he's not recovering. So they've got to get a new offense in there that fits him better. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. I'm not a scheme guy, but it's not working.
Izzy, what is the problem in Texas, and what did you take away from the matchup?
Yeah. I mean, it was really close if you watch the game and you're not a box score watcher. But I mean, I can agree. Well, I'll start off with Mike Tomlin. He's had a great career with the Steelers. I mean, winning season every year. I mean, Hall of Fame career. But I think preseason. When we started the show, week 1, we came out, talked about the Steelers. I think we all emphasized that. Yeah, he's going to get that 9-8 record or 10 and whatever. But once the playoffs come, it's just he's going to lose. And what is 0-6 for the past 6 seasons in the playoffs. So it has to be a scenery change, pretty much is what I'm saying. But as far as CJ Stroud, yeah, I believe it's the coaching dilemma, something front office, coordinators, QB coach. I don't know, but they got to figure it out because his rookie year, there was a stat line. He threw for 470 and 5 touchdowns in a game against the Buccaneers in a shootout. And they were like, there's no way this is the same quarterback that he was his rookie year. And I mean, I wouldn't put the blame as much on him. I mean, D'Amico is a young coach, but he's more defensive oriented. As we've seen this game, he's way more defensive oriented. And yeah, CJ Stroud just needs guidance because Jim even put out there Ben Johnson went to the Bears. Caleb Williams looks awesome, so they got to figure something out over there.
Do you think Aaron Rodgers retires then?
Possibly, yeah. I mean, I don't just enjoy life, go on some ayahuasca retreats, whatever he likes to do.
That would be a definite Favre trajectory as far as his career. Didn't Brett Favre throw a miserable interception the last play of his game?
Yeah.
And Rodgers did the same thing, and after he did that, there was what, a minute 40 left in the game, Mike, and he goes to the sidelines, and all of a sudden he's done.
Yeah, well, the thing is too about Tomlin is I get it that it got stale. I get it. I mean, I watch it. I understand. When I first moved to Minnesota in '97, everybody wanted to run Dennis Green out of town because all he did was make the playoffs every year. And I'm like, be careful what you wish for. And of course, they should have at least gotten to a Super Bowl in '98 with Randy Moss's rookie year and all that stuff. But the same thing with Mike Tomlin. The people just want to run him out and run him out and run him out. But you got to remember, there's people saying, oh, he's a crappy coach, he's not Hall of Fame. The guy went to 2 Super Bowls. He took his team to 2 Super Bowls, and he won one of them. And and the one that he lost to was Aaron Rodgers, who's probably probably the best quarterback of the last 15 years, right? And it's like, how do you say that about a guy who's had that career? Yeah, did it get flat? Did the game pass him by a little bit? Are his methods maybe a little unsound, to use Apocalypse Now language? I don't know, but it got flat, and it's time to move on, and he needs a change of scenery. But I don't get people who are celebrating this. You shouldn't celebrate it when somebody overstays their welcome, like Pete Carroll.
Yeah, I watched the Manning cast last night during the football game, and Roethlisberger was the second half guest on the Manning cast.
I enjoyed that.
He had a lot of input, as far as Tomlin was concerned, and that was the last Super Bowl that Tomlin won. Roethlisberger was the quarterback. That was very short. I think it was a year or two removed from the Bill Cowher regime. So I don't want to say.
He was the coach when they lost to the Packers 2010 season, and then they won the next year, the year after, 2011.
Well, when Cowher was the coach, they stole that Super Bowl from the Seahawks.
Yes, let's not talk about that. That's a sore spot.
Well, speaking of sore spot, we also got to keep a look at what the Texans are facing. Nico Collins smacked his head hard off the turf.
Tough injury.
Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna. Do we have an update? I don't know that.
So you can take this with a grain of salt, but he's pretty accurate. There's this social media doctor. Well, he's an actual doctor, PhD, whatever you want to call it. But he goes through, and he goes through and he looks at the injuries, and he's saying this one's pretty bad. Like the standard for concussions, there's like a certain impact and like mile per hour time, just a bunch of things. And he said the way he hit his head was pretty bad, so it could be looking from a 7 to 21 day window for him to return. But I mean, of course, he could return and play through it, but I highly doubt that's feasible for that.
Yeah, that's really going to hurt their offense. And isn't Jim? Don't you have a Dr. Jim, we lost Jim. Don't you have a Dr. David Chow story? Isn't he the Jets team doctor who injected Tyrod
Rod.
with the rib shot and punctured his lung, and he got fired, so then he became a social media.
It was in San Diego, and
San Diego.
David Chow was one of the physicians with San Diego. I don't know if it was directly David Chow that actually did that. I have no idea. I don't know how many team physicians that the Chargers had at the time, but that's what happened to Rod. He got the punctured lung, and he was out, and then David Chow mysteriously, went to work, with Jim Rome, the Jim Rome Network, and opened up a sports betting business.
Tyrod just sounds better than Tyrod.
It does. That's because we've been saying Tyrod for the last 10 years.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably is more comfortable.
Make no mistake about it. Tyrod is a car part.
So, just to wrap this game up, I just thought it was an awful game to watch. The worst game of the weekend. And Aaron Rodgers, please just retire and leave us with our great memories. And Steelers are in a down to the studs rebuild.
Yeah.
So,
I agree.
it's interesting because if you look at their cap, let me look at their cap. They have $39 million in cap space, which I think is in the bottom third or mid third of the league, and there's not a lot of people they can cut or trade. They could maybe, if they wanted to unload, I don't think anybody's going to take. I don't think you can get I don't think you can get a 6-pack of Jeremiah Red for DK Metcalf right now. But Patrick Queen, they might be able to trade him.
Jeremiah Red. Is that a BJ's?
That is a BJ's Brewhouse a beer.
Yeah.
That's good BJ's knowledge, Brian.
And it's one of the best beers you can drink. So
Yeah.
they got a lot of work to do in Pittsburgh.
And I'm here for it. I'm loving their decline.
Do you think
The Browns have won a playoff game more recently than the Pittsburgh Steelers have.
That's okay. There you go.
We defeated them.
Do you think Harbaugh would have any interest in that situation? Because I honestly
he
don't.
grew up a Browns fan. Absolutely. And you want to stick it to your last boss?
Oh.
Stay in conference. Stay in your division. Why not? I think Belichick's on the table. I think maybe our defensive coordinator. Sorry, Izzy, go ahead.
Yeah, but I think I was mentioning to you before the show, Brian Dable reached out to John Harbaugh about the Giants coaching job. And he was like, oh, Jackson Dart, he's a good quarterback. Maybe you want to take that over, but I'm going to take that with what you want.
Yeah, but
it's pretty interesting.
The thing is, like, if I'm a coach, if I'm Harbaugh, I got a quarterback. You do have a promising quarterback, but he went into the concussion protocol 5 times this year because he can't take a hit. And so, I look at a guy like that, and I think this guy's not going to be around in 3 years. He's going to be on his 18th concussion, and he's going to have to retire. So as promising as Jackson Dart looks in terms of, is there a quarterback situation? Man, I don't know, based on that medical, if I would take the risk on the guy. I don't know.
Brian, as far as for the Browns, I don't know what your GM's tendencies are, but do you think he'd be interested in going out for a veteran head coach, like one of the two that maybe got fired? Or
you're talking about the Browns? His proclivities. His proclivities are to go get an assistant you don't know about, whether it's Freddie Kitchens or whether I guess Stefanski was sort of like a hot name at the time. But how about get somebody that's been there before? I don't necessarily say that you can never succeed in the NFL unless you've been there before. I don't know. Just because someone's been around for a while doesn't make them great. It doesn't mean somebody else can't figure it out. I don't know. What is head coaching at the end of the day? You're managing the clock. You have coordinators getting the plays in. You're just sort of overseeing it all. Call me crazy. I don't think it's that damn complicated. I don't know how much of a difference it makes. I think a lot of it comes down to preparation in the week of the game and in your game prep. The reason my high school team was undefeated back-to-back seasons my senior year is because we were so prepared we didn't have to think out on the field. It's called paralysis through analysis. If you don't know what's going on and you see plays that you haven't practiced, you screw up and it leads to 7 points. But when you've gone through and you know what the other team's going to run and you've had the muscle memory of it, you just go out and play and you dominate. So I don't know. I think you need somebody who's organizationally, structurally sound. I'm open for Belichick coming back.
You need some stability in Cleveland. There's no doubt about that.
Wouldn't it be nice? Let's bounce over to this next game. The Bears have some stability at quarterback for the first time in a long time. By the way, interesting fun fact. Well, I guess I'm thinking of Harbaugh from his playing days in Chicago, of course. Jim Harbaugh has more rushing yards than Bo Jackson.
Yep.
Oh my God, people.
But I will say Bo Jackson was a better runner than Jim.
Okay.
I'm just going to tell you, Bo Jackson is the most incredible thing I've ever seen.
That's a hot take right there.
Wow.
Well, let's talk about this one. My God, Mike, this Packers had it, and they had a really nice lead, and it slipped, and it slipped, and it slipped, and it slipped, and they lost it, and they could I couldn't believe it. It's another one of these. I feel like this season belongs to Indiana and Mendoza in college. Just the way they're getting these wins. I feel like the Bears they keep finding ways to get it done. They're going to be a very big problem coming out of the NFC, I think.
Yeah, I agree. We were at this game. We were at BJ's Brew House drinking Jeremiah Red. Me and Jim, and his wife Regina, and Dave. And I'm on high dose steroids right now because of my health thing going on. And apparently I was quite loud. I don't know, Jim. I apologize. I thought I was being pretty moderate, but I literally.
I've had that problem. I'm guilty as charged with that.
Thankfully, I'm done tomorrow. I mean, tomorrow's my last day, and then I'm done with this for a long time.
Brian, the only difference between you and Mike probably, and I don't know if you have a CCW permit, but Mike was packing at the time, so
I was armed, but
I was a little concerned.
Well, Jim was a little upset with me talking too loudly.
No, I wasn't upset with you, Mike.
Okay, well, thank you. Because I couldn't believe that the Packers had this game put away 3 times, and they let it slip away. And it wasn't as much that Caleb really did. I mean, Caleb just did the Caleb things that Caleb does. Yeah. It's like, all of a sudden, they're just leaving guys wide open. They're just not covering. I can't even describe to you what happened. I don't even know what happened. How are you up 21-3 and lose the game? How are you up 27-16 with 8 minutes left and lose the game? And they got up 27-16. They had the ball. They're driving. All they need is a field goal. I think the guy missed the field goal, which was easily makeable. Would have made it 30-17 with about under 7 minutes to play. But they didn't stop. The Bears scored every time after that. And you can't say, oh, it's a defensive problem. But there's just something wrong in Green Bay. And I was listening to Sirius NFL Radio, and there were Packer fans calling him, get rid of LaFleur, man. The whole organization's a mess. And I do not understand what happened. Part of it is that Caleb happened. And that's one of the things that makes him dangerous. I want them to beat the Rams, but I don't really want to play Caleb Williams. Here's what I want. I want the Bears to beat the Rams and have Caleb twist his ankle and not be able to play against the Seahawks. That's my prayer, right? Because Caleb can do things and make plays that are scary. I mean, I look at him, and the comp is maybe Cam Newton, except he's got so much more heart than Cam Newton ever had. And you can make fun of his fingernails, polish, and anything you want, and crying with his mom. But this guy's got something going, and he's got a terrific coach. And I got to be honest, it looks like it's going to be like 9 degrees. And Jim, does Matthew Stafford play well in bad weather, cold weather, and rain? I think the Bears are going to win this game next week. I do.
What say you, Jim? And Izzy, we'll get to you, man. You've been animated. You got 1,000.
Let Izzy go. We don't have to go in order. We can switch it up. Anyway, sorry, Jim. Sorry. Go ahead, Jim.
He's going. You want me to go?
Yeah.
All right, cool. I'll go. No, I'm just happy. I mean, the Packers lost. Micah Parsons and his boyfriend, they're heading to Cancun. So I'm pretty happy. First round pick, the Dallas Cowboys. First round pick, the Dallas Cowboys. They got 12th and the 20th pick. So I'm all smiles over here. It was a successful hate watch, if you want to put it that way. But I didn't watch most of the game. I watched like the first drive of the Bears and I turned it off. I'm saying I'm not watching this. I kept checking updates on my phone. I'm like, oh wow, it's a blowout. And then second half comes. I'm like, oh, they're punting. They're punting again. They're punting it. Slowly coming back. Slowly coming back. This is Green Bay's game to lose, and they lost it. If you look at the box score, Jordan Love had a phenomenal game. 300 yards, 4 touchdowns, and no mistakes. And they still found a way to lose the game. And I want to say, a big thing about that is, the Bears, they don't give up. They keep pushing. They keep pushing. And especially having a home atmosphere with other fans out there. I believe that did play a part as well. But Matt LaFleur, a funny thing he was the offensive coordinator. He was one of the coordinators during the Super Bowl where Atlanta blew the lead to the New England Patriots. He was on that team, and a lot of people are like, oh my God, 21-3, Green Bay and the Bears. He just doesn't know how to keep a league. And in my opinion, I kind of do want to put some pressure on the people who's calling the plays, because it seems that some NFL teams, once they get to a certain threshold, they kind of put it on cruise control, and they let up. And it's like, you never know what can happen. You can score 40 points, and the wildest thing can happen. Of course, it's never happened before, but of course, the wildest thing can happen. So you just got to keep going. Consistency is the best thing that you could do. But as far as Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson, I believe Caleb he didn't have a great game. The second half, of course, he made a lot of great plays, but in my opinion, for this playoffs, this is going to be the worst game Caleb Williams plays. I don't see him getting any worse than this, especially after playing Green Bay. Of course, the Rams are a bigger opponent. Their defense is better. Their D-line is way better. So he might have to make a lot of improvised plays, and that's where his realm of quarterback play is. So it's an interesting game coming up. I just want to put it that way. I'm just happy Green Bay lost.
Look, you have that because you were rooting for their draft pick, and I have it for
and I just don't like Green Bay at all.
Well, you got the interconference thing, but I had the same hate watch going on for the Jaguars. Hurry up and lose, and let's lock in our playoff position, our draft position. We own your first round pick. It's number 24. Jim, this one, Packers let it slip away.
Yeah, they did, didn't they? Full disclosure, Mike and I had no monetary interest in this game at all. I mean,
I didn't want to touch it.
We left it alone. I mean, the stats were favoring both teams, except for the fact that quarterbacks their first time in the playoffs are 19-37-1. And that would have been Williams, because the Bears didn't go to the playoffs last year. So, but we didn't have this game. Mike had already locked up his first game on his 14 parlay.
Playoffs?
You said going to the
playoffs?
You
kidding me? To the playoffs?
No, I wasn't kidding.
I just hope we can win a game.
I hope we can win a game too. Go ahead.
I just hope we can win a game.
That's rule number 3 in this show. Always yield to Jim Mora.
We need it on a hat. Always yield to Jim Mora. Nice.
Right. But Mike's big bugaboo in this game was, the fact that the Bears came back, and I guess there was a scenario where the Seahawks would have had to play the Bears, in the next round. And that was the discussion at the table. We were talking about,
if the Packers win, we're playing the Packers
or the 49ers. And, lo and behold, looks like the Seahawks are going to have division playoff games, throughout which is totally effed up, But we wanted the Packers in this game because there was a mathematical scenario where the Seahawks could play the Packers, and that would have been that would have been the layup, especially the information
the Packers
got from Izzy, with Micah Parsons now, going to Cancun with who's he going to Cancun with? Is
Trayvon Diggs, his little thing.
I love it. But Packers 5-1 straight up versus the Bears in Chicago. 12-2 straight up overall versus the Bears the last 6-7 years. But conversely, the Bears were 6-1 straight up at home this year.
Bears hadn't beaten the Packers in the playoffs since when, Jim? The week after Pearl Harbor in 1941.
I thought that was a joke you sent me, but
It's true.
That's absolutely true.
Amazing. They have now. That streak's over.
And to you history fans, Izzy, if you don't learn from history, you're doomed to repeat. Franklin Delano Roosevelt was president the last time that happened.
Yep.
I mean, open me a can of slack. I mean, who would have figured that out?
Yeah, and let's fry up some shit on a shingle, as they used to call it back in World War II.
That's right. Oh yeah, learn how to eat shit on a shingle.
Beef on toast, also known to the guys in World War II.
Mess hall.
Shit on a shingle.
That's right.
Let's check in with Annie Agar, ultra Packer fan, right? She's got thoughts on this. I don't know if you follow her or not, but her takes are pretty entertaining.
Well, that was the best wild card weekend ever.
What's that?
She needs to learn how to reverse her camera.
Oh, that might be me. I'll switch that.
Well, that was the best wild card weekend ever. I hope you guys all got a kick out of it. I know the Packers didn't. Yes, this week we got to see the greatest rivalry in the NFL. Packers-Bears. No, Justin Herbert and the word if. This time was not Justin's fault. Here we go. And there it is. What? You just shut up. He got pressured 30 times at 31 attempts. Well, Chargers quarterbacks aren't known for using protection. Okay, moving on. There were so many good games this week, I almost forgot there was a game on Friday, and so did Oregon.
Hold on, Mike. Go ahead.
Well, the protection thing, with Phillip Rivers, yeah, that's epic. Yeah.
She's very good at this.
For using protection. Okay, moving on. There were so many good games this week, I almost forgot there was a game on Friday, and so did Oregon. New York, get in here. This is Dante Moore. He'll finally be able to teach you what an interception is. Great. We are going to have so much fun. Okay, just go show him the film room. We have a film room? Okay.
Dante Moore, we're going to teach the Jets how to throw an interception.
Dante Moore, stay in school, son.
He hasn't declared, right?
Nope. Dylan Raiola is on that team now.
Yeah.
If you were interested.
Oh, wow. Okay. Interesting.
And so did Oregon. New York, get in here. This is Dante Moore. He'll finally be able to teach you what an interception is. Great. We are going to have so much fun. Okay, just go show him the film room. We have a film room? Okay. Okay, before we get into the games, little coaching news. We have interviewed Jason Garrett. Tennessee, what are you doing? I heard Vrabel might be available. Well, we've also interviewed Arthur Smith. That would be a great fit, since his dad owns FedEx and you also don't deliver on Sundays. Okay. Okay, Carolina and LA. You guys had 4 lead changes in the fourth quarter. I would say this game was a roller coaster, but Bryce Young isn't tall enough to ride those. Carolina, what is wrong with Xavier Legette? Nothing. Really? Because he's caught more raccoons this year than passes. Look, okay, he's a good Panther and he will help us win. He wouldn't even win in Wakanda. Guys, Josh Allen won a playoff game on the road. This just proves this whole time was not Josh Allen's fault. It was his defense letting people score. Yes, Josh Allen is very used to sitting back and seeing another guy score. He watched Sinners. Can we talk to the nice reporter lady again? That reminds me, a lot of people are mad at her saying she's unprofessional because she grabbed a mic and said something pointless. But so does Tony Romo. Question, can we do the Eagles game now? Okay, sure. The Eagles lost to the 49ers. The good news is Sirianni can now rest his starters next week. Fire Kevin Patullo into the sun. Kevin Patullo was promoted 3 years ago and now might be getting fired. Luckily, he's used to 3 and outs. Get Kevin and Nick in here. Nick, you wasted a timeout for him to call 4 verts into triple coverage again. That was not me.
All right. Anyway,
that's hilarious, though. That's hilarious. Good for her.
Yeah. All right. Let's bounce over to the next one, shall we? Yeah, I just
jerseys. I don't know what football helmets.
Yeah, exactly. She collects the jerseys. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, I do like that. She did reference Eagles Niners. That was one that I was surprised with. I was watching most of the game, and
I was happy with.
It sort of seemed like the Eagles had it, Mike, and then it fell apart again. It's about 4 quarters. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah. This one surprised me because I expected the pattern. The pattern went like I thought it would. The Eagles got ahead a little bit. It was roughly equal at halftime. I figure in the second half, the 49ers are pretty beat up, and they lost George Brittle. It looks like his career is probably over with the Achilles at age 32. And I was expecting them to mow down the 49ers in the second half, but it just didn't happen. And it didn't happen because the Eagles offense is just terrible. They just couldn't do anything. And the 49ers defense is not great. So I don't really know what happened here. I was surprised by it. Brock Purdy is an excellent quarterback in spite of his mistakes. He had 2 interceptions. He's a really good quarterback. Christian McCaffrey's a really good player. But, there was something going on with A.J. Brown. And there's those 2 plays in the third quarter, deep passes that were there that Brown could have had, and he didn't get either one of them. And it looked to me like he couldn't extend and he couldn't dive. So I really feel like there was something wrong with A.J. Brown's back. I got to be honest. That's what I was thinking when I was watching that. Maybe nobody said anything about it, but it looked like there was a problem, and it looked to me like and then the coach, Sirianni, went over and reamed him out, which I thought was really unfair because when I looked at it, I don't know, Izzy, maybe you saw it too. I just thought he couldn't dive for the ball. Like when your back spasms, there's certain things you can't do, and he's out there trying to play, and maybe that would have been a factor. But man, the Eagles, they still got a good defense, but that offense just was really sad.
Yeah, Jalen Hurts. He's had a new offensive coordinator. The average tenure for an offensive coordinator in the league now is a year and 2 months. But he's had a new offensive coordinator every year since he's been in the league. And I saw a thing. A lot of fans are bashing Nick Sirianni and Kevin Patullo. Me personally, I'm happy to see it. I don't like the Eagles. I don't like their fans. Division rival. The whole NFL, they could think the same thing. But I saw a thing where they were like, they kind of lower down the offense for Jalen Hurts. Like they make it more simpler. There's less motions. I saw LaShawn McCoy was talking about it, and that Jalen Hurts, not necessarily he's a problem, but it's less up to standards compared to every other team, and that's why their offense doesn't produce as much. Because there's been games, of course, some of them have been blowouts, but there's been games this season where literally the second half he'll throw no passing yards.
Yeah,
and that's wild to me.
Yeah,
so,
there are people accusing A.J. Brown online too. I'm just looking at it of intentionally dropping those balls, which if that's the case, but it looks more to me like he just can't, like there's something going on with his back. That's what it looked like to me.
I'm not so sure about the fourth quarter, the 2-minute drill. That should have been a catch over the middle. It was wide open. Either way, they converted on 4th down, so it really didn't change a lot. But A.J. Brown, he's most likely done with the Eagles. They have targets, they have receivers, they have targets. And it just seems that they don't use it to their best capability. They rely more on the run game, which is non-existent this year. So
maybe AJ and DK get traded for each other, the 2 Ole Miss receivers.
I was thinking that would be a dream scenario trade, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
AJ Brown for George Pickens for DK Metcalf.
And DK Metcalf.
Wouldn't that be great?
Wow.
And then we'd have to
trade Deebo Samuel while we're at it.
Well, but then we'd have to trade Tua for Kyler
and then bring Antonio Brown out of retirement.
There you go.
Wouldn't that be brilliant?
Yeah, we'll get back to that one. Jim, we'll get your take in a second. But this kid, this Eagles fan, he won the internet for me. We shared this earlier in the week. I love this interview so much. We're trying to find this kid online to invite him to the show because I want to make him theoretical general manager for a day. It sounds like he's got a lot of thoughts on how to fix the Eagles.
Is
it playing twice? I think I'm hearing it from someone else's. I'm hearing that in double. I don't know what's.
Oh, yeah.
Bad echo. Okay,
well, anyway, the kid's cool. Let me see if I can find another image of it, and we'll get to it. Jim, this one. Eagles, you know what? Look, we're not going to have a Chiefs champion this year. We're not going to have an Eagles champion this year. That's kind of cool. I'm excited for that.
Yeah,
it's a beautiful NFL season.
It's beautiful.
I bet this game. I bet this game straight up, and of course I took the Eagles. Based on the stats and
me talking you into it.
Mike talking me into it. Yeah, thanks, Mike. Yeah, you owe me dinner.
Yeah.
49ers 1-5 against the spread as a road dog. Teams that played the Seahawks prior 5-11 straight up the week after.
Yeah.
I mean, this screamed Eagles. Jalen Hurts 21-2 straight up as a home favorite. 21-2. How could you not take the Eagles? Eagles 6-3 versus teams with winning records. Favorites of 4 points or more. 137-1. Yeah, bottom line, I lost the bet. The Eagles are out of the playoffs. That's fine.
Yeah. The thing is, Jim, is that you know the 49ers, they have a great offense. We saw it 3 weeks ago. You know, when they put up all those points. Yeah. You know, then the Seahawks completely shut them down, and it wasn't their offense. They did okay. They only got 23 points. The Eagles pretty much handled them. It's that the Eagles couldn't do anything on offense. And how is that even explainable?
A lot of talented players on that team. I mean, when you got well, is it Lane Johnson? Maybe it's just Lane Johnson.
He played, didn't he? Wasn't he in the game?
Yeah, I think he should have.
Yeah, Lane Johnson was in. The Lane Johnson factor didn't figure.
But was he really himself? Was he really Lane Johnson? You could play and not be. You could have T-Rex arms and not lay out for passes. Like you could be Baker Mayfield or Josh Allen. You're trying to throw places your body won't let you.
That's a good point, Brian, because Lane Johnson don't catch passes. So,
yep.
All right, fair point. Let me second chance to get this kid in here because he's catching a lot of love on the internet. Why am I hearing this in double?
Play it again. I'll shut off my
sound. You must have a Twitter window open.
Oh, maybe. Well, let's see if it was that one. We'll try it one more time.
Yes, this was a huge letdown. This was my Christmas present, and I got a loss.
Oh, no. You probably would have rather had Cole, huh?
Yeah,
She goes, you probably would have rather had Cole. And he looks at it like Chris Farley or something. Yeah, probably.
Rather had Cole, huh?
Yeah, probably. I'm feeling two of two things. A, I want A.J. Brown packing his bags, and I want him somewhere else that is not here. I love you, A.J., but, like, you can't make those drops in that game. And I also want Kevin Patullo flipping burgers at like the local McDonald's or something. I don't care why you say that. Whenever he's an offensive coordinator, it's like he's flipping burgers. One side he's cooking, one half he's cooking, and the other half is completely raw. Yes, this was
one side he's cooking, the other half is completely raw. Was someone doing a double beta test to see if it was the monitors, the second part of that?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I wouldn't blame AJ Brown. I wouldn't blame him that much at all. But I wanted to talk about that earlier on the Steelers. You guys did talk me into switching from the Texans to the Steelers, and that didn't favor me that much.
Did not work out.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, just
how much money do I owe you?
No, nothing. I started off the week 4-0. The first 4 games, I got them all right. The last 2,
Yeah, I made up a little bit of ground on you guys this week. A little. I think I got 1 game on these 2 guys. It's an uphill battle, but I think I'm still mathematically alive to win our little league. Hey, let's talk about the Panthers. The Panthers, this game, back and forth.
Awesome game.
Are you a little surprised at the fight from Carolina?
No.
This was Mike's only winner.
Well, winner by the point spread because I got 10.5.
Mike's only winner, and I didn't bet the game. So
yeah, I was following, the weather report, and it rained for a day and a half up until the game, and it rained after the game, but it generally didn't rain during the game, which is weird, ridiculous. It's like, what are they chemtrailing up there? But Matthew Stafford is 1-8-1 in the rain and below 40 degrees, I believe, and he's going to play below 40 degrees this week. And I thought this is what's going to happen. The Panthers are going to keep it close. It's not going to get out of hand by 10.5. And it's going to rain. And Stafford is going to fall off of his pedestal. The rain didn't happen, but it did happen that the Panthers made 3 bad mistakes in the first half. They get the ball. They're at the 45-yard line. It's 4th and 1. They go for it against a very good Rams defense. Now, when you're at home, you just punt the ball and let your defense play. Stupid call. Cost them the first touchdown. Second touchdown, I don't even know. There's one guy covering, number 21 on the Panthers. I don't know who he thought he was covering, but he left so much space to Puka Nacua on the touchdown pass. I could have ran past him if he left me that much space. It's insane. So stupid mistakes, fumbles on a kick, and I'm like, oh, this game is going to get out of hand, and I'm going to be lucky to get within 10.5. But they kept it in there, and let's be blunt, they should have won this game. Bryce Young, you can criticize him. There were some not good throws in that game. There was one point where they were down 7-0. He comes back, he throws an interception. It was a bad interception. Fine, get on him. He had his team in position at the end of the game to win. And I think out of his last 4 passes, I think 3 of them he put it in the guy's fucking hands, and they dropped him. So what separates teams this time of year a lot of the times is when Matthew Stafford puts it on Puka Nacua's hands, he's going to catch it. When Sam Darnold puts it in Jackson Smith-Njigba's hands, he's going to catch it. Cooper Kupp's going to catch it. These guys, and it's just the level of receiver quality was a problem on the Panthers side of the ball, and they really got to be kicking themselves in Cancun right now because they could have, should have won this game. And but I think it's a danger sign for the Rams. You look at the Rams, 4 out of their last 5 games, they haven't played very well. So it may be that they peaked week 10, 11, 12. They peaked that Seahawks game that they lost on Sunday night. That was maybe their peak. So we'll see. We'll see. I think it might be, and like I said, I'm picking the Bears next week. So we'll see. But those are my thoughts. I just thought, God, Carolina, you got down, you shot yourself in the foot, you still had a chance to win, and your guys couldn't catch the ball when it hit them in the hands. And say whatever you want about Bryce Young, the ball was there if those guys had caught it.
Yeah, all credit to Bryce Young. I believe after that showing in the playoffs, I'm glad that the team got playoff experience. And that team, people should stop bashing Bryce.
What's that?
A playoff experience.
Playoffs? What are you talking about? Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
But yeah, they should stop bashing Bryce. I mean, he's a good quarterback. He's serviceable. I mean, his leading receiver is rookie free agent Jalen Cocker, and he led the game with 134 receiving yards. But the team, they played good. The Rams, they started off hot, and their defense started to let up, and it was a close game, closer than anticipated. But Puka Nacua, I mean, he's a force to be reckoned with, just like Jackson Smith-Njigba. I mean,
but McMillan dropped at least one ball that he should have caught that was a big play.
Yeah.
And Rico Dowdle dropped a ball. Who's the guy you mentioned? Jalen Carter.
I remember that. That's slant pass. Yeah.
There's 3 or 4 drops there that if they catch one out of those 4, they probably are in a position to at least tie or win the game. And it's like that's the difference.
Yeah, again, credit to Bryce because his O-lineman got hurt. Akim Okwamu, their first-round pick from 2-3 years ago, he got hurt. And Robert Hunt, he just got back, he got hurt. And they keep praising this team, the O-line, that they spent the most money on the O-line, and it just doesn't seem to happen. What were you going to say, Mike?
Well, the left tackle, I forget what's his name?
Akim Okwamu.
That's the most unfair fucking call I think I've ever seen in my life. The guy takes 2 steps back. On the second step, his left knee blows out. He grabs his knee and falls on his back. The Rams guy tramples over him, and they called him for holding. He had both hands on his knee because his season is over. And they called him for holding, and I'm like, I'm sorry. You got to fire a ref who makes that call. You should fire the guy because either he's cheating or he's just so how can you be that incompetent?
Yep.
And there was no holding on a play, and that was a drive that ended that drive, that penalty, but that was just the most unfair call I think I've seen in with the NFL now in the last 5 weeks. I was going to say 5 years, but it illustrates to me how horrifically bad NFL officiating is. And nobody from New York calls and says, Jim or Joe or whatever, he didn't hold on that play. He was grabbing his knee because his knee exploded. And it's a shame on the injury, but sorry, that just
Yeah.
all up to watching that game. What bullshit.
Yeah, I'm sort of, the Panthers had a decent run at it. They had a shot to win this game. I just wish we could have saw Baker Mayfield in the bucket.
They would have done anything that the Panthers did this game, in my opinion.
No, the Panthers, we talked about they're like this, right?
Yeah.
And they were so terrible against Tampa. This was one of their up games, and they match up well with the Rams as long as they ran the ball, tried to control the ball. That's the whole thing is Canales got out of what was effective in the first game, in the first quarter. And the first quarter and a half, and they dug themselves a hole. They almost got back out of it. It would have been a signature win for the Panthers if they could have
man.
5 or 6 plays if they could have fixed it and won that game.
Yeah, and it's just so weird that they had that as a home game. The Rams.
That's the way the rules work.
Right? That's just interesting how it shakes out, Jim.
That roller coaster thing that Mike and Iz are talking about was true with the Panthers all season. 8-0 against the spread after a straight up loss. That's against the spread, and many of those games were straight up games also that they had won because the Panthers weren't favored that much this year, especially at the beginning of the year. They didn't play as favorites. This game opened at 10.5, and this was touted as one of the highest, if not highest, point spreads in the playoffs. If you want to take out Super Bowls, because we all know when the 49ers played San Diego, that point spread opened at 14.5, and it was bet up to as high as 19 at game time between the Chargers and the 49ers. With that was the Steve Young Super Bowl game, monkey off the bat game.
Yeah.
But this Mike was texting me and calling me all during the game. Damn it, Jim, when is it going to rain? Damn it, when is it going to rain? Because we had that stat, Stafford is 1-11 straight up in the rain and the snow.
Damn it, Jim, I'm a doctor.
Damn it, Jim, I'm a doctor, not a bricklayer.
Not a weatherman, yeah, I'm a doctor.
Yeah, but 1-11 straight up in the rain and the snow, and that's a solid stat. That's a good stat. Stafford being a quasi indoor quarterback, with Detroit and LA, they've got a roof, but it's kind of open air. But I don't know whether you want to call that a dome play or not. But this game was against the spread. This game was just screaming Rams. But Mike was on the Panthers in this game, and that was a solid bet.
And against the spread.
The play here was the money line. The biggest number on this game, underdogs of 8 points or more in the playoffs are 1-15 straight up. So that is the definition of a money line bet. 1-15 straight up if you're a dog in the playoffs of more than 8 points or more. So Rams 11-14 as a favorite, 9-2 against the spread as a road favorite, 11-3 against the spread on the road, 19-4 against the spread in December, 18-4 straight up in December and January. I mean, the game was just screaming Rams, but you had that underdogs of 8 points or more, 1-15 straight up in the playoffs. It was a no play for me, but Mike took the correct side on it.
Well, not by it was screamed Rams, and you can see how much better coached the Rams are by the fact they pulled it out. But I thought 10.5 was too high given the weather and given the way the Panthers played them the first time. And
10.5 is always like a forbidden number in the playoffs. If you have to bet the game, you've got to take the dog. And Mike correctly played that game.
Yeah, I did, and then I blew the next 3.
Well, that's because you parlayed 3 other games.
I know, it was stupid, but oh well.
It's all
because I'm greedy.
It's all or nothing, Mike.
My $20 ticket would have paid off to like $220. That would have been a slice of pizza and 4 or 5 lap dances at Crazy Horse 3 here. So,
well, Yes. Putting someone through college, I'm sure.
Putting a young single mother through college.
Yeah, so let's talk about the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're going home. They're done with the season, and of course that leaves the Cleveland Browns the 24th overall pick in the NFL draft. That's going to be helpful. We have number 6 and 24. We have a lot of spaces to renovate the roster. Let's start with Mike. Josh Allen. I mean, he fought, and they got the win. It didn't come without consequence. There was a very significant injury on the Bills side. But what did you make of this one? Jacksonville hung in there real tough. This could have gone either way, and I thought at moments Trevor Lawrence did it. Look what he did. He let him down and got the points. It's done. Look at that. And still time on the clock. Josh Allen saying, hey, there's no Burrow, there's no Mahomes, there's no Lamar. I got to get this Super Bowl now by hell or high water. I need to will this to victory, and he did.
He did, but it's funny too because people were criticizing Trevor Lawrence for this loss, and it's like you said, he got them down. He got them down to the end, and he got them to lead with a little over 2 minutes to play. 2 minutes and 39 seconds. And that should be enough. I mean, the Bills are a good team. Josh Allen is a great quarterback, but people were like ripping on. Let me share this here, Brian. Let me swing over and share. People were ripping on Trevor Lawrence, saying, this is what Trevor Lawrence looks like in the fourth quarter, and it's just not fair. It's just not fair. I mean, I don't think
I don't like this. It's hurting my head. I have the weirdest moment right now. I don't want to like this, and I don't.
All right, I want to stop sharing that.
Good thing is, looks like she's a team captain.
Yeah. I think in the end, this was a little too much Josh Allen, but it's the same thing again. Where's the defense in this league? Like the Jags had the lead twice in the fourth quarter, and couldn't hold it. They just let them come right down and score. Guys are getting wide open. Like, who's your fucking defensive coordinator? What are you doing? So, I was a bit surprised. I don't like the Bills. I'm like you, Jim. I don't think they're really very good, but they got the job done, and they, look. You look at Bo Nix versus Josh Allen. Bills got a chance to go in there and win that game. They got a chance.
Bills are a one-man band, Mike.
Well, I know that.
Gabe Davis is out. He's out injured with a knee.
You know what Josh Allen is? Josh Allen is.
Don't use another picture. I don't know.
No, Josh Allen is what everybody pretends like John Elway was. John Elway could not hold Josh Allen's jockstrap. Josh Allen is a monster and a game wrecker and an athlete like we've never seen before, and a guy who puts everything on the line. There's a chance. There's a chance. Telling me there's a chance. The Bills could beat the Broncos this weekend. I really think.
Oh man.
Bills could beat the Broncos, is he?
Crazy take of the week.
Yeah. No. There's a meme out right now. It's been out for like 2 months now. Cam Newton, he goes out bashing receivers, young receivers, and Mr. I Like Cookies is his name. Keon Coleman. I don't see him winning that game. Of course, yeah, it might be close, but I took the Buffalo Bills in this game for the strict reason that Josh Allen had no previous foes in his way, and it proved me right. He got the ball, went down, and they scored. But man, Josh Allen is a one-man army. It seems that he's the Walter Payton of quarterbacks, if you want to put it that way. But he just doesn't have the receiving core for it, in my opinion. Khalil Shakir's still out there, but they lose Gabe Davis. He only had 2 catches, 3 targets, but I highly doubt that they do a lot against that defense out there with the Broncos. As far as Jacksonville, like the lady said, hold your head high. You had a great rookie season for the head coach, so maybe they could go through and make some changes this offseason. But yeah, I don't see him getting past the Broncos. I mean, he could. I mean, as a quarterback matchup wise, and you say Josh Allen's facing Bo Nix, I see why you say Josh Allen wins that game. Josh Allen is a one-man army, but at that altitude versus that defense, that team with the with, like I said, Josh Allen and friends out there. It's just not like that. And also, there's a guy named Tyrell Shavers out there for the Buffalo Bills. He caught a pass for 14 yards. I think he tore his ACL or something like that. He got diagnosed with the ACL tear.
Yeah, they lost the receiver. That is true also.
Yeah, and Keon Coleman, their supposed wide receiver 1 or 2, he had the same amount of snaps as Tyrell Shavers in the second half, and he didn't amount to anything.
Yeah.
And while one guy was playing on a torn ACL, the other guy was just out there running cardio. So, Josh Allen, a friend.
Like cardio.
Yeah.
Our buddy up in Ontario, he has thoughts. He thinks the Bills are going to play the Seahawks in the Super Bowl. Hey, all right.
Okay. I want you guys to know I had a psychic reading this week with my psychic friend in early February. She saw me traveling somewhere. You're surrounded by all these people. It's like thousands of people. What could you be doing? And I'm like, going to Santa Clara for the Super Bowl to watch my Hawks. So let's hope that that psychic has it right. I hope that she has it right. Anyway.
Santa Clara.
Santa Clara. You want to go to the Super Bowl, Jim?
It's not San Francisco.
Hey, I'd go just for the reason that it's the Super Bowl and it's your team.
Yeah, to go to a Super Bowl. And
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Jim, 51 points in this one. Bills get the edge.
Yeah, 51 points.
The over, I guess, maybe.
Over under was 51 and a half. So.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. Opened at 51 and a half and closed at 51 and a half. Now the conspiracy theories can come out on that one.
Mm-hmm.
But, that picture Mike put up, I think that picture would have looked a little better if they had Sean Penn from Fast Times at Ridgemont High. I think he looks more like Spicoli, don't you? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe.
Mike, please share that atrocious picture on TNAM Football. Tag TNAM Football in the Unhappy Hour _ please on X. That's the most weird thing. I can't wait to put that in our Facebook group for the Unhappy Hour. Man, was that disturbing. Anyway, Jim, go ahead.
Yeah, Jaguars going into this game 8-0 straight up, 7-1 against the spread. Jags 4-1 straight up at home in the playoffs, and the Bills 0-8 straight up on the road in the playoffs. 0-8. Yeah, I was all over this game. This was my second best pick of the week, and this killed our parlay. And this game was just it was just a miserable loss by the Jags.
It was a desired result for me as a Browns fan. I just wanted the Jaguars. I hate them in the playoffs.
Jaguars 7-1 against the spread as a home dog. And no one could figure out why they were a point and a half dog all week, and the number really didn't move. I mean, the number opened at 1.5 and it closed at 1.5. So there was that's usually an indicator that there was even money on both sides of this game. So
these guys in Vegas are pretty smart about betting sports, Jim, and I got a feeling they knew something about injury or something that we never heard about that made them favor the Bills. You're right. It made no sense.
Very smart about sports. See the over/under in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good, is he?
Yeah, I was gonna say completely off topic. My sophomore year of high school, my math teacher, she one of the best teachers I've ever had. They were gonna offer like a analytics and statistics class for my junior year, and I signed up for it. I got the thing, but unfortunately, she went to a new school. But one of the questions I asked, I was like, hey, this sport, because UCLA, they were going to have some students who were studying math come and help and teach that class. And I was like, hey, does this correlate to sports betting? And they were like, yeah, a lot of people that I know, they use what they learn in math and what they're teaching in the class I was telling you to help them get an edge on sports. So
my junior year in high school, I voted for Richard Nixon.
Wow.
Even I am not old enough to have voted for Nixon.
Yeah.
Wow.
First president I got to vote for, Richard Nixon.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, perhaps unfairly maligned by history.
You were in good company. That was the election where the Manhattan socialite was heard to say after the election, I can't believe Nixon won. Everyone I know voted for McGovern. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's because you live in Manhattan. Okay.
Yeah, that was a hell of a choice between George McGovern and Richard Nixon.
Yeah, it was an interesting choice.
Well, we had to make a choice in this one. That's our last game. Chargers, went out with a whimper. But this game was close too. It was 9-3 most of the game. They got one late touchdown, I think. From watching, they got their touchdown in the fourth quarter. Patriots advance. What did we learn here, Mike?
Neither team's very good, really. And Justin Herbert is never going to win a Super Bowl. He's never going to win.
Don't tell me that, man.
He's not good enough when the pressure's on. And you can rip Lamar, you can rip these other guys all you want. He just 19 of 31, 159 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions in a game against a team that's good but not that great.
We need this smash zoom right now. Mike, look directly into the camera and say what you're
saying. Justin Herbert will never win a Super Bowl. I have spoken it into reality. I have used conscious creation and my influence over the universe to vibrate that out into the hyperdimensional ether.
I just added it to the stats, Mike.
You know me.
Straight up. Is that against the spread? Against the spread or straight up?
Straight up.
All right.
I added it to the stats.
You know me. I love Russ. Russ is my guy. Russ is probably finished. Let's be blunt. You could have put torn hamstring Russell Wilson out there.
No.
And he would have done better than Justin.
No.
He would have that field. He would have hit guys. They would have scored some points. I do
not agree.
But this is some of the worst quarterbacking I have ever seen. And I've never seen Russ play that bad ever. Well, maybe
You know where the offense is built, Mike?
The offensive line.
The trenches.
All great teams are built up the middle. I think that center, guard, middle linebacker, defensive tackles, safeties, quarterback, running back. That's the spine.
Yep. And I want to put this out there. The image is floating around. I wish I could share it, but I'm on my phone. But the pregame rankings were like, Ez'Ryel Robinson, Florida, whatever. They say the name, the Keem Pilskett. There are two offensive linemen, offensive tackle Rashawn Slater and Joe Alt. Respectively, one of them was an All-Pro his rookie year. The other one's a Pro Bowler. They both got injured earlier this season. Justin Herbert has been playing up with a banged-up O-line. You could say how much a left hand dictates your play at quarterback. But the PFF ranking for that game for right tackle, mind you, there's 32 NFL teams.
Yeah.
PFF rank right tackle Trey Penning 39 of 40, Mekhi Becton 36 of 37, the center Bradley Bozeman 41 of 41. How is that possible for you to be the worst center in the league twice over? Damn.
Yeah, all the money, Izzy's right. All the money's going to be spent on the O-line.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, the biggest thing with Gen Z and what they want to say, even when Brian showed that clip of that lady earlier, the if man, they called Justin Herbert the if man. Oh, what if Justin Herbert had this? What if Justin Herbert had that? Because his stats speak for itself. But the biggest thing that happened this game is his O-line. He was a training dummy back there. 1-2, throw it away. That's the way you could put it. Of course, he has Lad McConkey, Quentin Johnson, but there's not a lot you can do when you got 6'2", 6 foot, 300-pound men in your face. I'll just put it that way.
You know what? Okay, fair enough. But there's a couple things that strike me about this. Number one, you can only make so many excuses for so long.
Exactly.
Four appearances is a trend curve.
And the past playoffs, I agree. Yeah,
you didn't cut, and there were many plays where he could have done something with the ball and didn't do it because he's panicking out there. And it may happen to my quarterback. Sam Darnold may have a meltdown on Saturday or in the next 2 or 3 weeks. It's possible, but Justin Herbert has just never been able to do it. And there's always an excuse, and the excuse honestly has been different every year.
Yeah, that's why they call him the if man.
And there are guys in this league. Do you remember? Matthew Stafford has elevated himself, but you know what his nickname was? in Detroit?
What?
Matthew Pad Your Statsford.
Stafford.
Pad Your Statsford. Nobody in Detroit missed him when they traded him. And he's a lot better player than Justin Herbert. And there are guys that have the physical skills, but it's all about your heart. You know, it's all about. And I don't know. I just don't see it.
No, yeah, I agree.
Who was it? The Redskins, the Commanders, whoever they were then, when they passed on him for the defensive lineman, the pass rusher, Chase Young. Yeah. I thought they were insane. You got to take Justin Herbert, but
yeah. I mean, I still do believe because big stats, but Justin Herbert, Andrew Luck, Peyton Manning, and Tom Brady are literally the only guys throughout X amount of years to put up X amount of stats through a season, passing yards, passing touchdowns, and it shows that's why I say the previous playoff expenses. I can't agree with you. He didn't do what he needed to. But this year, I'll just throw that.
Over the years, it'll be proven out. But right now, I got a 4-year start. Now, having said that, one spectacular performance or series of performances in one playoff run erases everything I just said. But sometimes you get a feel for guys that you either got it or you just don't got it. And I don't know what it is. But going back to Russ in 2012. Pete Carroll's going to start this rookie 3rd-round pick. I'm like, this is why you'll never win a Super Bowl, Pete. And then I saw it was a preseason game against the Chiefs, and I knew within 10 plays, this guy's going to win us a Super Bowl. There was leadership. There's something, and I just don't see it from Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
The it factor and the ick factor. All these I factor.
When John Harbaugh or Jim Harbaugh signed with the Chargers, he said the one thing he wants to do is to get Justin Herbert to the Hall of Fame. And I mean, statistically speaking, he can do it. But as far as winning playoffs.
And he tried to go out and he drafted John Alt and he drafted the other.
They traded, Rashawn Slater, yep. And they even got another guy. He was out there, but he's bad now. I mean, he's looking like a buzz. Zion Johnson is his name. Yeah. He was ranked 29 out of 40. So
guys get injured, but I don't know. I don't know if the future holds much. And they play in that sterile stadium, LA. There's no fans in LA. There's not people here. I don't know. We'll see.
Jim, Patriots get the win. I mean, just taking care of business in a close one, a low-scoring one.
Yeah, this is the game that I liked. But I was just miserable from Mike and I, losing our parlay bets. That my heart was just ripped out, And I said that the Patriots are going to win this game, and I didn't bet it. If I had bet it, of course, Monday morning quarterback, it's 2020. Chargers were 5-0 straight up in primetime night games. This was a night game. But teams that played Denver the week before were 2-6 straight up and 0-8 against the spread, which were the Chargers. They had played Denver the week before, but Mike brought up a good point that, Harbaugh had rested, most of the A players in this game. That, Herbert didn't, Bara didn't play in this game and against Denver. Teams that played the Broncos are 4-12 straight up the week after, whether it's in Denver or whether it's on the road. I mean, Denver, just tends to beat up teams like the Detroit Lions did last year. Patriots, conversely, 13-1 straight up and 11-3 against the spread. Quarterbacks, first time in the playoffs, 1937-1. Straight up, which was Drake May because the Patriots were not in the playoffs last year.
Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs?
Straight up.
I just hope we can win a game.
Well, they did. They got one.
Yeah, and I don't think Mike said the Patriots aren't that good. I would not be surprised if they handled the Texans.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be miserably cold in Foxborough this week. I got it here. It's a Sunday game. It's the early Sunday game. 34 degrees. So, Texans are going back and forth, from cold game to cold game. Good luck.
Based on what I saw last week, I don't expect, the other night, I don't expect the Texans to win against New England at all. No.
Well,
all I gotta say is the AFC teams are, in my opinion, I don't want to see them winning the Super Bowl this year.
Buffalo. I want Buffalo to. Obviously, I'm rooting for your Seahawks because why not? But Buffalo. They've been so close as a franchise. That fan base has been. The blue balls were invented to define Buffalo. Getting that close that many times and not getting a championship is just unfair. It's
something, Brian. It's something called BTA. I think understand what that stands for. Belt to ass is what that stands for, and that's what the Cowboys did to the Bills. Of course, I wasn't born yet. I never watched it, but I mean that's what happened.
Let me tell you, I did watch it, and it was hilarious.
Yeah. So to put it that way, me personally, I hope the Rams win the LA.
All right. Well, why don't we pivot to our picks this week? Yeah, Jim.
Well, I want to say one thing, guys. On the NFL Game Picker, they don't have the playoff games loaded for the next week. It's
they don't.
Why?
There's something screwed up. So we're not going to be able to make our picks today. We'll have to make them and then email them to each other or something. And email. Talk about email.
Snail mail.
We'll have to do that when they come up, but they're not loaded yet. I checked during the.
Oh, that's weird. Yes, it's
all to be determined.
Right. And, what we can do, we could also make our picks verbally when Jim gets done giving his information.
Okay.
So
yeah. Michael give us his picks Sunday evening.
Mike, he's a genius. Let's get the picks pulled up here off Mike Bara and Jigba. Follow him at seahawkboymikeb and Mike Bara 333. Oh, it almost works. Cuts off the side. All right, Jim, walk us through what we know, what the trends are in these games.
Let's see. Let me pull it up.
The right screen size to make.
Let me pull it up on my side here.
Okay. We're starting with Bills and Broncos. Bills are favorite. Bills are giving a point to the Broncos at home.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. The Bills opened as a 1 point favorite in this game. It is in Denver. Game time temperature in Denver will be 49 degrees and sunny. So it's going to be not miserable cold, just the altitude is going to be a factor in this game. The Bills are 21-17 against the spread. They are 16-8 straight up versus playoff teams. The Bills are 1-8 straight up on the road in the playoffs. Of course, they were 0-8 last week. Broncos are 7-10 against the spread this year. They are 13-1 straight up at home. Bo Nix is 11-6 against the spread at home. He is 14-3 straight up at home. And the Broncos are 5-7 against the spread as a dog of 4 or fewer points.
Wow.
So there's a lot to unpack there. There's a lot of 50-50 stuff. Probably the most glaring stat is the straight up at home stat, the 13-1. That is strong.
Yeah, my gut instinct says Broncos plus a point.
And the one team that beat them right is the Jaguars, which is who the Bills just defeated.
Oh yeah, I something's wrong with Josh Allen. Something is wrong with his throwing motion. Something is right. He's pitching and he can't pull the trigger. The throwing motion is off to get to medium range throws. He's fighting, but he's not the normal Josh Allen. I don't know. I just got a hunch. I like the Broncos on this one.
Well, if you're the remember when I said a few weeks ago, look, if you're going to give me the Seahawks and points, I'm taking it every week and I'm going to take it to the bank. Same thing applies here. If you're going to give me the Broncos on a point, I'm going to take it.
Yep.
And or I could just go. I guess I could just play money line. It's basically the same thing with 1 point. Having said that, I think the Bills have a chance, but with that receiver injured, who knows? But the thing we don't know is Bo Nix. We do not know how he handles the big stage. We're about to find out. Last year, they got crushed 31-7 in the playoffs by, wait for it, the Buffalo Bills.
Ooh.
All right.
31
well, if you like the game, that's the play, Mike, is the money line on the Broncos. I mean, you're giving up a point, but you're going to get a much better price.
Right.
Especially if you parlay this game.
So, looking at that one, I mean, straight up, I'm going to pick the Broncos, but I think the Bills have a better chance than people think. We'll see.
Right. We shall see.
You don't know what Bo Nix is going to be in the playoffs yet.
I like the Broncos in this game.
Yeah, me too.
All right.
So I want to establish, though, that I am picking the Broncos.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay. A little bit of contrarian. Just some additional points, but you will take
All right. Text me your betting slip, Mike.
All right. 49ers at Seahawks. Seahawks giving 7.
Yeah, this game opened at 7. Mike put this number out 2 days ago when it was first posted. Last night it was bet up to 7.5. So there is Seahawk money coming in on this game, and right before our show today, I ran it up on Boyd Sports, and it is back to 7. So there is even money going back and forth between Santa Clara and Seattle in this game. Game time temperature Saturday, 51 degrees and sunny in Seattle. 49ers are 2-5 against the spread as a road dog this year. They are 4-1 straight up versus the Seahawks in Seattle for the last 5 games. The 49ers are 6-5 straight up overall versus the Seahawks the last 11. Underdogs at 8 points or more. If this happens, if it goes to 8, are 1-16 straight off in the playoffs. So that would make Seattle a strong money line bet if it does go to 8. Seahawks are 6-11 against the spread at home. Sandy Darnold, Sam Clemente is 13-0 straight up as a favorite of 6 points or more.
Wow.
Strong number.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Favorites of 4 points or more are 101, 38-1 straight up.
Wow. That's this year?
That's yes, that's this year.
Yeah.
Home favorites of plus 7 points or more are 6-14 against the spread in primetime night games. So this game is kicking off at 1700 hours specific time, which would be 5 o'clock for you civilians.
Yep.
Of course, Izzy knew what 1700 hours was.
Yes.
Yep.
And the pizza
and now he knows what shit on a shingle is.
Yes. And the pizza will be ready at what time in the Casa de Mitchell on Saturday?
Oh, holy Christ. I didn't even think of that.
With pineapple.
Yeah, I'll have to clear that with a kitchen winch.
There you go. Well, look, I like the Seahawks in this game. 7 points is too much against a good 49ers team. And we just played them 2 weeks ago. We had played them now 2 weeks in a row. That almost never happens. Jim, that's the thing to go look at is when teams have played the same team back-to-back, final game of the season in playoffs, what's the record for the home team? What's the record in those games? That'd be an interesting thing to look up. I don't know how we're even going to do that. But, nothing should be different. The 49ers have a couple of defensive players coming back. It wasn't their defense that was the problem. They held down the Seahawks pretty well. If Mike McDonald had coached better, and if the fucking kicker hadn't missed 2 makeable field goals, it would have been 22-3. I don't see that a lot's going to change. Having said that, no game against the same team in the same year is ever the same. So you can't say, oh, well, because they just completely dominated them in 13-3 2 weeks ago, they're going to do it again next week. I don't think that's going to be going to happen. I think it's going to be different. But I think the Seahawks, if the spread was 4 or 4.5, I'd look at the spread because I think it's going to be like 20-13 or 20-16 or something like that for Seattle. I think the 49ers do a little better than they did the previous meeting, but I still think in the end, unless they melt down, the Seahawks are stronger. So that's all I got to say about this game.
Yeah, unless there's a lot of injuries on the Santa Clara side, and of course we know Kittle's probably not going to play. I don't even know if he would be a factor in this game.
Oh no, Brittle is out for probably his career.
One thing I do want to say that I just found out for the Bills game, there's 3 receivers that are starting: Khalil Shakir, Brandon Cooks, and Keon Coleman. And their second core: Curtis Samuel, IR; Joshua Palmer, IR; Tyrell Shavers is out, and Gabe Davis is on IR. So they have 3 active wide receivers for Sunday's or Saturday's game.
That is that is a thin roster.
Yeah,
thin. That's thin, man.
Take that what you want.
I'll take that.
Oh, and one more thing too. I wish I could show it on X. I'll probably add you guys or share it. There's this like little girl. She's like 6, 7 years old, and they had like her parents made her do an NFL game picker where she chose the teams, and it was funny. She kept choosing. She went 0 for 6 for the week, and she's getting bashed on X for it. It's pretty funny.
It's because she listens to this show.
Yeah. Yeah, come on, you stupid little girl. Listen to this show. You would have had it all right. Yeah.
No. That's why she had it wrong. Especially last week.
All right. What is the next
what
one?
are your thoughts? I mean, Izzy, Jim, do you think?
For this game?
In a like when 2 boxers fight each other, right?
Yep.
Fight is usually the same. To me, this is like Ali Frazier 3, right? And they've had 2 fights. Frazier won one that he probably shouldn't have won, and Ali won one that was pretty. I just think the same thing's going to happen again. Ultimately, that they're just physically the Seahawks are just better.
The thriller in Manila.
The thriller in Manila.
Yeah, the biggest thing is limited CMC. If you can do that, then the game is in the Seahawks' hands. I'll just put it like that.
Yeah, I mean. It's all a question of how many points can the 49ers score. So if the Seahawks, and again, it'll be how does it start? I mean, last game 2 weeks ago, less than 2 weeks ago, it was total dominance on this defensive side of the ball by the Seahawks from the beginning, from the first 3 and out. If they don't do that, if they let the 49ers march down on their 15 scripted plays and score a touchdown, we got a new ball game. But if that is the same thing that happens in the first round, then I think the game plays out pretty much the same, unless something really weird happens, like officiating. And by the way, the ref that we're getting is not a ref I really like very much. Not very favorable to the Seahawks from my perspective, but we'll see.
If this number moves to 8, Mike, it would be a strictly money line bet on the Seahawks.
Oh, I feel like it's a money line bet at 7.
Yeah. I mean, it's a big number in the playoffs. It's not only playoffs, it's a division game.
Yeah.
Call it what you want. It's a division game. They are very familiar with each other, and the 49ers just have an outstanding record against the Seahawks the last 5 years.
Yeah. And a lot of that's Pete and Gino. So,
Yeah.
Fred Warner, Nick Bosa, too. Oh, and unfortunately, I have to put this out there, knock on wood, but if the 49ers do beat Seattle, then Fred Warner could make a return for the NFC Championship.
Yeah, I've been going around Twitter and people are, if the 49ers win, Fred Warner can play next week. And I said, so what you're saying is his season's over on Twitter.
Is Trent Williams out?
Nope. He's healthy.
He'll be able to
play.
Yep, he's healthy.
And that'll make somewhat of a difference from 2 weeks ago. Somewhat.
Yeah, well, he played last week, didn't he?
Yeah. I don't know how much a 36-year-old left tackle can make.
Well, he is a difference statistically.
Yeah, huge one.
In a lot of these games, it comes down to mental preparation, not making stupid mistakes. Those are the things that veterans, even if they're a little older and a little slower, that's where that stuff matters. It'll maybe not show up in the box score, but
Okay, so my apologies. Trent Brown is only 32, apparently. So
yeah, don't age him, bro. Don't age him, bro. All right, let's bounce to the next one. What do we got? I think
Texans.
Oh, I screwed up. Hang on.
That's all right. Texans and
the Patriots.
Patriots, Jim.
Okay, this game opened at 2.5. Patriots being favored. It was bet up to 3 as of a couple hours ago. The over/under in this game was 40.5. That's been bet up to 41.5. So people are betting the over in this game, and they seem to be betting the Patriots. The higher that number gets, the more of an indicator that there's money coming in on the Patriots. The Texans 10-0 straight up. Texans are 6-5 straight up and against the spread versus teams with winning records.
Does that mean they're on a 10-game winning streak?
I went back, Mike. I went back and checked that the other night. That number is correct.
Wow, I didn't know that.
I think they had an early bye in the season.
Wow.
And ever since then, they have been on a roll. Teams that played Monday Night Football are 18-17 straight up, and 15-19-1 against the spread the week after. Not a real outstanding number. Mike asked me mid-season to start keeping track of the Monday Night Football record, but that's what it is so far this year, and that has to do with both teams playing on Monday night, which the Texans and the Steelers did last week. Patriots, strong number here, 14-1 straight up, 12-3 against the spread. Game time temperature in Foxborough, 34 degrees, partly cloudy.
Okay.
Yep.
3 points. That Texans defense is legit. I know you can look at the Steelers and think that you have, just an offense not going anywhere, not doing anything. I get that, but just all year long, that Texans defense has been showing up. I can't count them out of anything. Are they 3 points worse than the Patriots? I don't know.
You gotta ask yourself though, Brian. Did the Texans empty their magazine last week against Pittsburgh, because they dominated Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think they got plenty more. I mean, are they significantly banged up in a way that I'm unaware of?
Nico Collins.
Nico, yeah.
Their best
That
receiver.
Hurts a lot. That hurts a lot.
So, yeah.
Not going to be on defense. That won't affect the defense, but
he's questionable with a concussion. Him and Justin Watson.
Yeah, that's right. We did cover that.
And, if Dr. David Chow knows his shit about anything, then he's not playing, if he knows what he's talking about.
Oh, and same thing, too, with Christian Gonzalez. He's questionable with a concussion as well for the Patriots. He's a really top 5 cornerback in the league. So.
And he's questionable as well. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'm tempted to lean toward Texans on this one.
In the playoffs, though, questionable means 90% of the time they're going to play.
Okay.
Yeah.
90% of the time in the what, Jim?
In the playoffs. Go ahead, Brian.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
I just hope the Browns and the Cowboys can maybe make the playoffs sometime in my lifetime.
Okay, I'm not uploading that video again, so we're done with that.
We're done with that. Okay. What is it? We got Rams, Bears. Rams giving, what is that, 3.5?
Yep.
I like those 3.5.
Yeah, this is the last game on the slate this week. Rams opened as a 3.5-point favorite. As of a couple hours ago at Boyd Sports, they are still 3.5. The over/under's been all over the board on this game. This game opened at 51.5. It was bet down to 51, and it is now 48.5. And that's probably because of the weather. And the weather in Chicago at technically that might be a night game for Chicago because it's 3:30 p.m. specific time.
Saying
On
18
Sunday,
degrees.
14 degrees.
Yeah, come around there.
And mostly cloudy. 14 degrees, Matthew Stafford.
Yep.
Rams are 19-9 against the spread. They are 11-5 against the spread as a favorite. The Rams are 9-3 against the spread as a road favorite. They are 11-4 against the spread on the road. If it snows, which that's a possibility because today is Tuesday and we still have 5 more days.
There's no pregame for the Packers, Bears.
Mike's vapor trails are going to be going over Chicago, and we'll see if
chemtrails. Let's get that chem spraying up there so we can get some snow.
Yeah, Matthew is 2-11 straight up in the snow. If that happens, that's why we got the big question marks there. Stafford is 19-4 straight up in December and January. The Rams are 9-4 straight up in the playoffs. Favorites of 4 points or more, if this goes up another half point, are 101, 38-1 straight up. The Bears are 12-4 straight up, and they are 7-1 straight up at home.
Okay.
Flip a coin, boys. If it snows, I'm all over Chicago in this game.
I'm sort of on Chicago anyway. You're not supposed to go against the Rams. I get it. They're good. They're well coached. They've been there. Bears feel like a bit of a season of destiny. I don't know. Something special about them.
Yeah, I was going to say a big thing. The Panthers struggle covering the middle versus the Rams, which led Puka to rack up 100 receiving yards. But T.J. Edwards, their star linebacker, is on IR from last game with an ankle injury. So just keep that in mind. He's a difference maker out there. So,
all right.
Yeah, on the 3-team parlay, this would be an excellent hedge game where you could get your money back if you like the Bears, and you lock up your first 2 games. You can come over the top and take the Rams on the money line.
Well, I'm taking the Rams. I'm taking the Rams this game.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Bears.
Sorry, I'm getting the Toxically Masculine Tuesday link out. Give me just 2 seconds and I'll get it to my guys. Okay. All right. Bears are going to win the game. Bad weather on the road in Chicago. They're going to win the game. Caleb Williams, they're going to win the game. I don't care. Yep. I'm betting. So my picks are Broncos money line. This is not my ticket, but I think the Broncos, Seahawks, Patriots, and Bears win. I think I'm betting Broncos money line. I'm betting Seahawks money line, and I'm betting Bears and taking the points. And I think the weather is going to create the upset in Chicago, and the never quit attitude. That's what I think is going to happen.
I think if you like this game right now, I think you should strike while the iron's hot because I can see this game going to 3.
Mm-hmm.
That half point is very important in a field goal game.
Well, then I need to skip my news show and go straight to the casino and take care of that business.
Yeah. Just tell Steve Doran you're going to be late. Let him run it.
So, I don't know. I think the Bears are playing well. I think they have a lot of confidence. I think they have a great coach. I think this is an upset because I think, Matthew Stafford, the rain and the snow we know about, but the cold weather, it's still going to affect things. He's got that hand injury. He hurt himself. That's going to stiffen up in the cold. I just feel like he's not going to be quite himself. It's not like the Bears have a great defense. They have a good one.
Yep.
And they have Caleb.
Also, they could look to the run game, which they haven't done a lot, but they do have Kyron Williams and Blake Corum in the backfield.
Yeah. So the Rams it's not like the Rams aren't good. And it's part of it is I don't want to play the Rams in the championship game. Not that, but frankly, Caleb Williams scares me more than Matthew Stafford does when it comes to an NFC championship game. So that's all I got.
Well, if the Seahawks end up beating the 49ers like we think that they would, and the Bears win the game, then the Bears have to go to Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we don't need to put the cart ahead of the horse too far just yet. One of these 8 teams is going to win a Super Bowl, though.
That's what betting football is all about, Brian, is putting the cart before the horse.
Okay, that's a fair point. Sheed Band says Trent Williams is 60 to 70%. He was hobbling last game, and the Seahawks are going to curb stomp the Niners.
Hope so.
I mean, of course.
Yeah, I hope so too. How they put it, nobody wanted to see the 49ers and Seahawks win.
Yeah.
But I'm glad the Eagles lost, and I hope the 49ers hit the road next.
The thing about this Seahawks season for me as a Seahawks fan is it would be at this point with all they've accomplished, they at least deserve the stage, I think, of playing in the NFC Championship game. So what happens? So I'd really like to see them win this game because they deserve to be in that championship game, I think, more than the 49ers do. Although the 49ers could beat them. Shit could happen. They're good enough. So.
All right. Well, we shall see, and we can't make our picks because the site hasn't updated.
No, let me double check and just.
I know I'm doing this quick on the divisional to be determined. How? Yeah, one job, NFL game picker, one job.
Yeah, that's never happened.
That's pretty LeMay, isn't it?
Yeah.
When are the games this week? They're all. What are they?
Saturday afternoon, 1 o'clock, 1:30, right? And then Saturday night, and Sunday afternoon and Sunday night.
And what do you notice about these games, boys? We brought this up last week. Huh?
They're important.
They're all outdoor teams.
All outdoor teams.
Except for Houston.
Games are all played outdoors. Are the Rams technically an indoor team, Mike?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
It's basically a dome. Yeah, haven't been there.
But the Super Bowl, outdoors.
That's correct.
I'm here for it. All right, cool. Let's go around the horn. Mike, advertise your show tonight. Tell people where to follow you.
Yeah, Toxically Masculine Tuesday. We're going to cover the news the same way we cover football in about an hour. just got time to go make a Marie Callender's chicken pot pie. We're talking about the revolution in Iran. We're talking about the golden oil Venezuela thing. Mm-hmm. We're going to be talking about the Greenland sale, conquest, whatever it's going to be. Whether the United States should be in NATO anymore or the UN, or is it time to bring our boys home, let the Europeans fight their own wars, and all that stuff's going to be on the table. And it's going to be an asymmetrical news analysis. You're not going to get anything that you're going to see on Fox News or MSNBC or CBS or PBS. You're going to get the real news. You're going to get inside stuff. You're going to be talking, listening to guys who know people on the ground. Dr. Brooks Agnew, one of my co-hosts, he's got friends in Ukraine. They've been there from the beginning. So it looks to me like the world is on the brink of a huge change in many different aspects of our lives. And I think this week is a big week. So let's talk about it. And I'll see you there in about an hour.
All right. And check it out. Mike Bara 333 and all the channels. Izzy, you should check out that show. Get some geopolitical experience from when they send you to somewhere after your boot camp.
Yep.
Leave us with a message. Leave us with something tonight.
Ask for Greenland, buddy. It's cold, but it's safe.
And it's going to be booming, by the way. It's going to be booming.
Yeah. They're going to bring in all the Panama City prostitutes right up to Greenland when you guys go there.
Oh,
when the
boy.
new place gets built.
Izzy, final thoughts?
Did I say that?
Some great games to look forward to.
Yeah.
And, I don't know, maybe some new countries to look forward to. I don't know, some new territories, whatever you're going to say.
Whatever they are.
Yeah.
We'll find it. Like Nancy Pelosi said, can't wait to pass it to find out what's in it. Can't wait to find out what happens in the news.
Well, now we know what's in it, yeah.
Jim, you're always good for a bit of wisdom at the end of this.
Watch Toxically Masculine Tuesday tonight. Dr. Brooks Agnew. I met Dr. Agnew, what was it, 2 years ago, Mike, when you first got into Vegas?
Yeah.
One of the top 10 smartest people you'll ever talk to.
Yeah.
It's like Mike says, you can't ride in a taxi cab with Brooks Agnew without opening the door and being smarter.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you want to learn something other than the horse shit that you get on national news, watch Toxically Masculine Tuesday. You'll get the truth.
All right.
And we have dating pointers too. So
Whiskey and Wisdom does that too.
yes, I do.
All right,
All right.
everybody. Thank you for being here. Let's try to remember to place our bets. Let's text each other when someone figures out that it's working, so we can.
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
I will, and let you guys know that it's up and working, and I'll make my picks.
You need a screenshot for evidence, Brian, or do you trust us?
Well, I mean, we're going to enter it. It'll be in the.
Jim, any one of us, any one of these weeks could have gone back and changed our picks right before the games anyway. So we could have
I've
been
done
doing
that
it.
a couple of times.
Izzy, you've done that too.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. Well, we will be back. I mean, I guess we're roughly going to plan on Tuesday at 3 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah.
Guess so.
Tentatively, we'll try to see as it gets a little closer. But thank you all for being here on Strictly Football Season 2, Episode 25 or 26. Thank you all. Appreciate you. I love you. And we will talk to you again soon. Take care, everybody.
All right.
Peace out.
I'm Eric Metcalf, and you're watching Unhappy Hour.
The New American Media is proud to present a division of the Unhappy Hour sports show, Strictly Football.
It's the